All right. Welcome everyone to Vault Companions. This is episode 3 of Bioshock Perdition. We're going to be playing Kids on Bikes system published by Hunters Entertainment. I am Patrick. I will be your game master. My pronouns are he, him, and I will throw it over to Natalie.
Right. Hi, everybody. My name's Natalie, she, they. I go by Ghost Candle in most places on the internet. And I am playing Addison, who is she, her, and she is a civil engineer in Rapture.
I will throw it over to Sparrow.
Hi, hello. I am your favorite bourbon on the interweb, a Black Sparrow. Pronouns are he, him. Tonight I will be enduring the pleasure of playing Wendy Hendricks, who's a civil engineer also in Rapture, and their pronouns are also he, him.
Okay, and I will go over to Dianna.
Hi, everybody. I am Dianna, otherwise sometimes known as Girl Pants, pronouns she, her. Today I am playing Helena Hellcat Ortega, a former boxing champion, or I guess washed up, but excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
All right, and we'll go over to Flynn.
Hello. My name is Flynn. I am playing Josephine Holiday. My pronouns are they, she, and her pronouns are she, her. And you can find me at OMG Flynn, like the dessert, or OMG Flynn, like Errol or Ryder, depending on your age.
All right, well, this is our wonderful cast, and if you would like to support them for the fantastic job they're doing, we have a tip jar that you can contribute to. $1 will get our deepest gratitude. $3 will buy a Hippo of Eve, which is a +2 to any roll. $5 will buy someone a token of Adam that we will give out to a player. Make sure you tell us who you want to give it to, or we kind of just have it as an emergency backup token for anyone who is in dire need.
It literally saved my life in the last game. So.
Yeah, I was like, which would be anybody.
You'd be surprised when a +2 will really tip the balance.
It's literally.
Yeah, no matter what, you'll get our undying gratitude. Go ahead.
Yes, contribute in any way you can. Our Ko-Fi is ko-fi.com/vault companions. Content warnings. Bioshock Perdition is set in a volatile underwater environment with society in turmoil. Please enjoy responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include war, fantasy violence, harm to loved ones, substance use or abuse, body horror, monsters and monstrosities, descriptions of severe illness, guns, memory loss, societal collapse, characters in crisis after traumatic experiences both recent and in the past, interrogations, mentions of injections, torture, drowning, claustrophobia, mental breakdown or paranoia, and jump scares. We encourage you to step away if at any point this content becomes not enjoyable. We are keeping each other safe at the table and want you to enjoy safely too. Now, a brief recap because some stuff went down. Our Rapture citizens found themselves at a New Year's party that went completely off the rails. There was shooting and explosions, and at some point, they made their escape with just the, minutes to spare. And they were able to find shelter and kind of discuss things going on. A lot of questions coming up about documents that were found and things that are going on beyond the scenes. And then after a quick talk with Percy, where things were not well, the players stopped in at Addison's apartment where they found a note from Marshall. And we will actually, a lot of you decided that there was Hellcat had a place in mind to lay low. And so you all traveled across Rapture, avoiding, the dangers as they erupted around you. Uh, the the fighting went on long into the night. You could hear down like long corridors, "Long live Atlas! Down with Ryan!" Um, but you're able to make your way around until you find a residential area that's run down, but it hasn't seen a lot of attention. Uh, you all find a room that has just an eviction notice on the door. Um, Hellcat easily breezed through it because Hellcat knows that there is no one here. And you were it was a cozy little apartment with like no furniture, but you were able to at least find a place to stay for the night, and then whatever occurred during the night, whatever sleep may or may not have happened, you all spend the night at this apartment, and wake up in the morning. The question is, do you go back to life as normal in Rapture, or what do you do next?
I definitely don't know how we could go back to life as normal. Everything just quite literally blew up. I think that there has been, for Josephine at least, there has been like no sleep at all to be had. The only thing that she's been doing is reading absolutely every single, like, I don't care if each journal is full of mess, nonsense. I am sitting there just eyes smacking together with dryness from how much the lack of sleep and just staring at these books are going on.
I mean, go for
after
it.
you.
No, I insist.
Okay. Then I will take. I think that Wendy, if we were to kind of drift into a shot of Wendell's apartment, there are a lot of there's a lot of emptiness to it. There are some frames that have that, like, you know how like when you buy a picture frame, it has like something cute and fun in it. Those items are still in the frame for a lot of them. There's maybe one or two of them that actually has like a picture of a dog that like isn't a stock photo of a dog. It looks like someone like actually took it with them newfangled type cameras. And one of them is a photo that is next to his bed, which is now a twin size bed that is way too small for him, that is like ripped in half, and it's a photo of him, and there's an arm like around, like reaching around the waist, but whose arm it is you can't see because the photo is ripped in half. And I think he is very carefully putting these items in a box.
Oh, so the rest, everyone went with Hellcat to this apartment, but Wendy decided that they wanted to go to their apartment. They wanted to stay at their apartment for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you made said your goodbyes. You knew that things weren't necessarily resolved, but you are comfortable in your own. You are comfortable and you feel safe in your own place. Like, it's not necessarily safer to go somewhere that is just abandoned. So you went to your own place, where I wouldn't say home. I would say this is just where you live.
Yeah. You definitely get that feeling of like this is like this is almost like I'm staying in this apartment for the year and then I'm going somewhere else. And because I don't think any of the other characters would pick up on this, but because Wendy is who he is, there is a tripwire attached to the door, and it's almost like Home Alone-esque. Like there's a big heavy like bucket full of water that is like attached to this tripwire. So if the door opens, this big bucket is just gonna come swinging at whoever opens the door.
You don't want to necessarily like have name someone that's coming in, but you want this to be like, hey, I'm awake and things are going down.
Yes.
I'm
exactly.
dying, not the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are kind of settling things at your own apartment. We'll cut back to the kind of safe house that Hellcat has set up. The three of you kind of waking up in this kind of empty environment.
Yeah, I mean, like, just to give you like it's effectively a defunct maintenance hatch. Like like it's not like a place that that I exactly, like, it's not like it's not like a home. It's more like a hideout, sort of like a foxhole, I guess, where
Gotcha.
Where I go to after like after some sort of a when I have like a job or something like that. So like there's like a cot in the corner. There's like you see some of like my fight posters maybe like pinned to the wall, just so that I have something to look at. And then like there's also like some things like spread about, an old portable radio in the corner, and you actually can like you hear you actually hear like it's like very low, and as we kind of walk in, I turn it up a little bit, and you're hearing a little bit of the underground broadcasts from like Atlas, like what he's putting out there. And yeah, and so this is like it's a foxhole, and it's where it smells of sea salt. It's old, it's dusty, it's rusty, and like you hear like water occasionally just like pass through up above you.
Yeah, I mean, Rapture had to be built, and there's all these spaces that were set up for construction purposes that once the construction was done, it kind of just became space and forgotten about unless you were looking for them. And I will let's do, how about Flynn and Natalie give me a quick brains roll.
Okie
We'll
dokie.
say the DC is, let's say the DC is 5.
Okay. I have a 6. +1.
I rolled a 9 total.
Oh,
my
I got a
D12.
5. Oh, +1. 6. You got a what total?
9 total.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. And Flynn, what did you get?
Oh, I got a 6. Sorry.
Okay. I'd say Josephine kind of like, for the amount of time spent with Hellcat, she doesn't really talk about fights or boxing or anything like that. Like, conversations don't really drift that way. And yet you're seeing a bit of old advertisement, that kind of like faded newsprint.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a place that someone is just using as when they need to go to ground. Hey, a job went not great. I just need to be in a spot for 15 hours.
Couple hours.
Hey, if boxing wasn't a big deal or part of their life anymore, It's a little weird that they
Why would that be?
brought clippings with them.
Mhm.
Natalie, I'll say uh, all throughout last night, there was no point in time where you tried to rationalize, like, oh, hey, what do these splicers want? Hey, what is the two sides of this? Why are they shooting at them? Why are we caught in the middle? Um, because it's not necessarily impactful on your life. You've heard of Atlas, you've seen what Ryan does, but it's never been two sides. It's just been escalating aggression. Um, it's kind of a little bit remarkable to you that someone is pirating a signal of Atlas followers. I mean, it's definitely noteworthy.
And Hellcat probably sees that Addison's head is tilted a little more towards the radio. She's kind of listening in whatever static words are coming through. And will just like glance her way.
Yeah, and there's like a moment where, you know, where she sees that, and where I see that, and I'm like, that's old news, and then I just turn it off.
Addison just nods in like understanding as she's fiddling with a turned in ring on her left hand.
Josephine is like at the change in noise, you know, like having the background noise as I'm staring at these books, trying to find literally any sort of crumb. I start rubbing my eyes and kind of start to take notice of the posters and looking around and seeing Addison like fiddling with her ring a little bit, or just that it's there mostly. And I simply just I feel like we're tied now, and I don't know much about either of you. I've always wanted to learn boxing. Did you enjoy it, Hellcat? I should know how to throw a punch. I clearly only have a D4 plus 1 in that.
She, as I'm kind of like just like fixing things up, you know, that question makes me freeze for a second. While you see me like looking through a box, I go, yeah. Yeah, and I was really good at it.
I've heard. I've seen a few.
You did?
Of your fights, absolutely.
You did?
And I think I stand up and immediately kind of walk over to Addison also and grab your hand, if you'll allow me to be like, I didn't know that you were a pair.
She's kind of like raising an eyebrow a second. Oh, technically I was married twice over. Second divorce.
That must be rough. Hellcat, you should, since you had such a great career, you should teach us both how to throw a good punch. I'm sure that after 2 divorces, you've got a little anger in you.
Yeah, sure. You just let me know if whenever you wanna start throwing any punches, and I kind of point to a corner, and you actually see a punching bag right there. Feel free to start practicing. I'll give you a couple of tips.
Perfect.
Well, and I guess do we have like any sense of time? Do we know it's like kind of morning-ish?
Yeah, it's definitely early morning. It's just early enough that you kind of have the decision to make of like, hey, do we go back to our lives as normal? Like, um, it's a Friday, so uh, Rapture doesn't really have holidays per se. You just don't get paid if you don't show up.
Yeah.
So it's really up to you whether you're like, hey, um, I need to go do my job, or if you're like, you know what, New Year's Day, baby, let's just long weekend.
I think for Addison, you see her like thinking a little bit. There's someone I have to check in with, and I think I might hop over to my work and see how many jobs have poured in from all this mess. So we have an idea of what exactly damage has gone down, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of reports today.
Are we sure that's a good idea? There's a bit of chaos happening outside right now.
Honestly, I don't
seem to have decided that they don't care anymore.
And I don't think it's going to get any better. Besides, you said you wanted out. Might be able to figure something out if I can get to my job.
Say no more then.
Right. I should probably get a change of clothes or at least have a shower. I don't know what our next step is. But...
I'll say you all have like an agreed to a meetup point, so that, or you know what, something that I'm forgetting that is in this campaign that might not necessarily be in D&D. You guys have telephones.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We can.
I'll call you as soon as I'm fresh and prepared for our next steps.
Yeah, and you guys know where I am. This is where I'll be. Unless you need unless you need some backup.
Well, you're my first one to call if I ever need it.
Honestly, it would make me feel better if you would tag along. If I'm going to be in the shower. I'm going to be worried if anything happens.
You're right. I'll go with you then. But before, you think I'm like, do you think I need it?
No, that's not what I meant.
Dianna, I would say that Hellcat smells like gunpowder. Like, you have that, like, acrid, like, burnt, charcoaly smell to you. It's not necessarily bad, but it is very distinct.
Would you say I smell like a wet cat? All right. Yeah, okay, fine. And you know, and I say to myself, you know what? I guess I do kind of reek. All right. Well, and then you see me grab a change of clothing and like toss it in a bag. You know, I also like you see me go in like a, you know, grab like a small mirror. You see me pick up a couple little things and throw it in my bag, and I start heading up behind you.
Okay, so you two are on your way to Josephine's apartment. Natalie, you're on your way to work? Question mark. Wendy, you're kind of at your apartment and you get to decide. I mean, I'm sure you can meet up with them whenever you'd like. Is there somewhere you'd like to go to first?
I think Wendy is going to take some of the few things that he actually cares about from the apartment. Like, he's going to take the time out to like temporarily unhook the bucket so he doesn't get hit with it. and he knows of a spot where he can kind of stash those things. So if anyone is coming to look, they're gonna find an apartment that doesn't really look like he's been there
Yeah.
for a while. So he's got like I want to say like a banker box or two of stuff that he actually gives a shit about, and then the rest of the apartment looks like, there's chairs, there's like I said, the basic stock like photos of just like nothingness and such like that, but like he's got a couple of things that he's taking and he's going to go and place them somewhere. He's got like a hiding spot he's gonna put them.
Hey, Hestia Tower, or it's where you live is one of the more just not run down, but it's more overpopulated areas that kind of sees. I mean, you are an engineer, so you can do your own work, but there are a couple spots in the wall where it's just a little like the wood got kind of crumbly, and you're able to just kind of like pull back a board and tuck things away in a way that is not obvious. So you're easily able to hide whatever you wish and take with you whatever is important. So do you have a destination in mind, or are you just stepping out your apartment?
No, I think he's doing that first, and then to cover a sense of normalcy, he's gonna go to Mama Georgina's and see if he can start working on the freezer. Like he's like, if she's in, he's just gonna be like, I'm here to fix the freezer. That's his plan to start with.
You step outside to immediate angry voices and lots of movement. And it's just a couple of voices drifting down from the atrium, being like, on your knees, you're done here. And like, it's definitely official, authoritative voices coming through. And as you descend the stairs, do you do it quickly, or are you trying to stay unobtrusive?
He, despite the fear that would instill in someone like Wendy in this particular time period, unobtrusive, because is gonna play like that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah. You see Ryan's security forces, like the law and order of Rapture, like they're rolling through your neighborhood, and you see they're handcuffing a couple of teenagers, some teenagers that you may have seen yesterday, putting up some posters like, Atlas scum, what do you do? Trying to take down this home, this paradise? And they're like roughing up a little bit in a way that, it doesn't feel great.
Nope. There's definitely like a split thought of, I should do something, but he knows better, unfortunately. And he's got his toolkit and everything out and carrying it to make it obvious, like he is going somewhere. It's not like he's not meandering. He is with purpose.
Yeah.
Hates it, but with purpose.
You step out. You are immediately seeing your part of Rapture changed overnight. Like you're seeing some scorch marks, some explosions. You even see some unfortunate individuals who did not survive the night. But what you're also seeing are sandbags. You're seeing security stations, checkpoints, people being rigorously questioned as you step up to Mama Georgia's bodega and step inside. And even inside there's no sanctuary, as two officers lean over the counter, and it's like, come on, Georgia, we know that your son's locked up with with all them Fontaine guys and Fontaine's shops. I mean, he's got to have passed you something. And she's like, get out before I murder you.
Normally, in any other circumstance, and if these weren't cops, there would be a cute little quip coming out of Wendy about that. But he just kind of stands like off to the left and makes eye contact with Mama Georgina, but otherwise says nothing.
I'm gonna do a quick roll here, because hey, this is a old graying woman, but she's got some voice to her.
Mm-hmm.
And that explodes.
Hell yeah. Go, Obama.
Yeah, Mama Georgina is everything.
You see the cops, like the security officers, look at each other for a moment of like, we're supposed to do something about this, right? And the other one just like very subtly just like shakes their head like, and they're like, all right, but if we hear anything, we'll be back. And she's like, I spit at you. I spit. And she, as they depart, you are left alone with her. Her angry eye continuing after them long after they're gone.
Mama Georgina, I'm hear about the request on that freezer. Told you I could get exactly. And
I will say, I don't even need you to roll for it. You see, if you care to notice, her fist shaking on the counter. In, she is a barely contained woman.
I think in this particular circumstance, especially that Wendy is aware and is going to do probably what his mother taught him to do and say nothing to this woman about what she is mad about. And she said, you get back there. That's a salute and gonna at least try and keep this thing running for a few days so that he can,
Yeah. You understand, her brevity doesn't necessarily mean that she's angry with you. However, it could be in half a second, and you don't want that. So you dip back to that freezer and you start your work. Go ahead and do a brains check. Difficulty, I'm gonna say 6 because it's just manual labor.
Oh, that's an 11.
Absolutely. It's easy peasy. You are able to like bundle up against the cold, the chill of the ocean surrounding Rapture, and you start like just welding in a bit more to cover the deteriorating welds from before. Like it's stuff that you previously worked on, and so you just get to work. I'm going to go, let's say, Hellcat and Josephine. As you're making your way, Josephine, you live in a tiny place off of Fort Frolic, and you are, comfortable but not like luxurious. As you're moving along, you also see the casualties of the night before. There are a couple of injured individuals still kind of hobbling around. There's scorch marks and things around. You see one or two bodies that are not getting up. And one of these bodies has a peculiar thing leaning over it. A small little girl. Her dress has gotten a bit dirty over the course of the evening, but you recognize that those vivid, glowing but blank stares. You see a little sister as she comes up to like a bleeding splicer body that is not moved. She's like, "Oh, an angel! I see the light. Oh, I, I have to take the angel now." And she pulls out her hypodermic needle and she's going to move to the side of the body.
I immediately am. Excuse me, honey. And
No,
go to.
Do not. And I grab her from whatever scruff and pull her away. I'm like, yo, girl, do you even know what you're doing? Don't touch them.
Hey, I'm gonna need you each to make a brawn check.
Okay. D12. I got a 3.
Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, that's a 15.
Oh, fuck.
So
Hey,
that's a D20 for me.
go ahead.
But I'm
go
gonna
ahead
do it.
and
I'm not gonna snap her neck. Come on, let's be real.
No.
I'm just trying to pull her because
No.
Go
I'm just
ahead
trying
and
to
take.
pull her away.
Go ahead and take a token of Adam, Flynn. As
Hey, thanks. Oh, 2.
Hellcat
I'm determined.
just absolutely, you're determined, so you get 2. Hellcat just snatches you up. You you become just a leaf on the wind as this just pulls you in, and you are powerless. And you suddenly realize, like, oh, you were about to just kind of wander up to, instead you are yanked away and held at bay.
I don't. What is she doing though? I don't understand.
You don't know anything about
I
little
won't touch- I won't-
sisters. Little sisters, you don't touch little sisters. If there's a little sister around, there's probably a big daddy around. You don't mess with the little sisters. Come on. Let's go take.
No,
let's
you're
go.
right, you're
let's
right,
go
you're
give
right.
you a shower.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that, as you mention that, you hear the heavy footsteps and the tortured just groaning, and a monstrous creature, a thing almost you and then half of you again, in this diver's suit with this enormous helmet on with a glass faceplate that obscures their face. Their rivet gun moves along to usher this little sister along. "Mr. Bubbles, can we go play now?" And you watch them depart ponderously as it heads off. And you.
What type was it?
I think
It was a Rosie.
I
think I'm gripping on to Hellcat's
Jesus
sleeve.
Christ! We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's go. She just looked like a little girl. I didn't want her to be seeing that. Okay, we need to go. And staggeredly.
Yeah, I pull her where we were headed,
Beelining.
wherever direction we were headed, and
Dianna?
yeah.
Could you make me a brains roll?
Brains? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The blue dice rolls.
Hey, exploded! All right, because I'm not very smart. Oh, nice. An 11. 6 and then an 11, a 5.
People in Rapture are interested in Little Sisters for one very specific reason. Little Sisters have Adam. Right. But I think when you looked at Josephine going for that little sister, you didn't see that hunger of I want their atom. You saw something else.
Mm.
Some kind of like longing or hope, some kind of something that was wistful, but not
Mm.
but not aggressive. Um,
Mm. Okay.
but you move from there.
Mm.
Yes.
Right. So then, I would, while we're on the elevator, I'm assuming we're quiet. I'm feeling a little sheepish for being so rough. And I say, Josie, what the hell was that?
I meant it, I'd like to throw a punch. I think that you should teach, at least me. I guess I can't speak for Addison. But I think that it'd be nice to be able to throw a proper punch. And Josie has
Well, then next time you get the next
eye
time
contact at all.
Yeah. I feel like I go, well, next time you feel the need to touch a little sister, you can punch me. All right? Don't do that again.
Yeah. You're right.
And I say, Josie, I'm being serious. That was not very smart.
Let's get cleaned
Okay.
up. And
Okay.
You guys
sorting.
go into Josephine's apartment. What do you? How does your apartment feel to you?
It's a mess, brother. Okay, so we've got all types of documents of like shit where Josie should be very well aware of the dangers that comes with going to just grab a little sister, because there's shit scribbled on stickies. It's straight up Charlie Day across the wall, red strings and type shit of like, okay, so if Fontaine did this, then why that? What are little sisters and the connection to Big Daddies? Like, how exactly are they paired in such a way? You know what I mean? Like, very, like, takeout boxes type shit where it's like, the sink's full, where, yes, Big Pepe Sylvia, there's everything around that probably is, you would not think that this woman is like a charmer in any sense, because she straight looks like a rat when you walk into the house, as far as just like shit around. She's clearly putting on a face when she when she exits to the outside world. However, on the inside, it's all like, how would we disconnect them from Big Daddies? Like, questions written around of how exactly, why are their eyes so vacant? What exactly, and especially like, oh fuck, no, I didn't get that until like yesterday, so never mind. Yeah, that's that. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah, I walk in and and I'm like,
Oh, and I'm completely blank-faced at like what it looks like. Just make yourself at home and like throw my shit.
Yeah. And you see me, my, Hellcat's mother, even though he raised her to not comment on people's houses, and so she walks in, and she proceeds to like, just like move with her foot, just shift things out of the way, to make a path, and then just kind of walking, like just like you could go in first, and then and I'll just hang out here.
Oh
And
yeah,
then,
Josie already went beeline bathroom, like closed the door, did not want to continue the elevator conversation at all, straight up. Even though I'm inviting you into my area where it's got all the information that you could piece everything together, vocalizing it. No. How can I put on a mask if I talk about it? So instantly put on my shower cap to not wet the hair and just rinse off.
Yeah, and I like make like a small like little area for myself, like just kind of again foxhole in a specific corner, that everything is cleared out, and that's my spot, and that's the like becomes the most pristine area, where my stuff is, and then I just walk around and also kind of look at what the apartment has, especially the Charlie Day, described wall.
Dianna, go ahead and make me a brains check. The DC is going to be a bit high on this one. It's going to be a 9.
I know smart at all. All right, let's see. A 1.
I would say that it's not that you aren't smart. I would say that this is completely illegible. Like, whatever kind of system is going through Josephine's head, it belongs to Josephine alone. And you are looking at connections that go to places that do not make sense, and you cannot track where, like, who is connected to what. Like, there's these strings that are drawn to things, and then a question will be there, and you're like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all.
Even the signs that say why, like
question marks everywhere.
Just like, I don't know who this is. I don't know what this is.
You know the name Fontaine, and you know to look for Fontaine, and you still are befuddled by what this could possibly mean.
Oh my
God.
God.
You stumbled into the Riddler's lair. You just like see so many question marks.
Oh my God.
The worst. I low-key love the Riddler. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Play it. All right. I got it. I'm in.
I will leave you there as you struggle decoding this,
to read
this entire wall. As we move to Addison, Natalie. Hey, you go to work.
Yeah, so she's definitely walking with purpose. If she sees authority, or like the cops or anything like that, she's very much walking as someone with personal authority, and she has purpose and is going somewhere. And with such a heavy step in her heel that people will know if they get in her way, they may lose a foot to her heel. But she will eventually, even though she's heading for the office, she'll turn her corner and try and keep a lookout for a payphone.
Yeah, payphones are pretty regular. You're easily able to find one that still has all of its functioning mechanics, so you can easily make a call.
Okay. So she punches in a familiar number to her and waits to see if there's anyone on the other side.
A few rings, and then the receiver picks up. It's like, well, I was wondering when I'd hear your voice again.
Well, it's been quite the night. Where do you want to meet?
There's that bar on underneath the cabana. I could use a drink.
I can definitely use one too. All right.
So he'll meet you there in a bit. Is there anything you want to do before you go there?
If there is time, she would probably quickly check in because she was sort of making that line already to work. She would check in to see if there is anyone currently in the office.
You step in and you hear sobs and wails coming from the left office.
Does it sound like Marla?
It does sound like Marla.
Addison walks kind of politely first, knocking on the door to announce herself. Miss Tart?
You definitely hear like a sniffle and then like, oh, Addie, come on in. I was just leaving.
Right, is it just you here?
No, Mr. Pyatt is in his office, and you see that she's putting her stuff in a box.
What's up?
Mr. Pyatt said that well, we had a lot of jobs pending, but after last night, word from up top is that they're all pending, and then possibly canceled, and that he may have overextended us a little bit, and that he might not be able to keep me on, retainer. I guess I can't. I can't stay here so much longer.
Hold that thought, and she immediately spins and goes and bursts through the door. Mr. Pyatt?
You see him sitting at his desk. His jacket is already off. The office has just opened, and he has his jacket off, and his tie is like loosened around his neck, and he snaps to attention like, Addison, oh, I was just meaning to talk to you.
Why am I hearing one of my only able-bodied people is being fired?
Funny story. We actually had quite the list of contracts lined up. I had done an amazing job getting everything lined up for everything. But it turns out that one of the provisions that Ryan added to the contract is that in the event of a citywide emergency, they can be put on hold indefinitely. And those were some load-bearing contracts.
You mean the ones I've been wanting to get our asses on that you keep telling me to not do? Because someone with a nice little restaurant or boutique or whatever needs a tiny little fix that we could have held off.
I would also like to remind you that we are a prestigious firm and that it is important to spread our image around to Rapture.
We are now a firm going under, Mr. Pyatt, because of your choices.
Not going under. I have averted catastrophe. All we need to do is get a job going by the end of the week, and we'll be fine. We'll be solvent, and everything will be spectacular. So this fuss is unnecessary. I assure you, I will have Miss Tart back in our gainful employment, and just blink of an eye.
I think when he said fuss, he sees a very notable stiffening and like shifting of her figure. Like she's now like, oh, you're looking for a right hook right now, mister.
Like, who knew Addison doesn't need boxing lessons?
He is, you know what? I'll just roll something for him. Roll a charm check.
Okay. Here we go. I'm a 10. Maybe I can do well. Okay, 7.
For the first time that you can recall in your career, he makes eye contact with you and seems to allow your words to actually penetrate his mind, and he's like, Miss Fox, I assure you, I am doing everything in my power to right the wrongs that I have perhaps made in the past.
You have made, and I've corrected.
But we here, I see us as a team, a partnership, the two of us, just you and I, here to right this vessel and make sure that it weathers the storm.
Get your first contract first, and I'll consider not resigning. And I immediately turn and step out.
You do not see this, but he definitely like clutches at his desk and takes giant gulping breaths as you leave. All right, where are you off to now?
Well, as I go out, I tell Marla I am also out for the day. If you have any troubles, let me know. But no, I'm fighting. And I walk out and head to my personal meeting point.
You head off to the left hook. It's, a bar, has a slight nautical theme to it, as most of Rapture does, but it has the cleat, like several cleats, like bolted into the wall, has ropes and rigging kind of like pulled out through the rest of it. It's not really a destination. It's more of a seclusion that you usually go here for. So you see the bartender. You're not. It's early in the morning. He's not supposed to be open yet, but I don't think he goes home. So you just breeze past him to a familiar booth in the back, and you see a man sitting in shadow, cigarette loosely hanging from the tip of his fingers, a hat laid on the table, and a smart button up under with his jacket thrown to the side. Like, well, I was gonna ask what you'd like, but I guess it is a little bit early for celebrations.
Well, I can celebrate that we're still alive as she takes a cig and lights up her own cigarette.
A lot of stuff went down last night, and
I got to see it firsthand.
Just want to make sure that you were all right.
I mean, I had a grenade go off in my face. Well, shocking, but I'm here.
He he casually, like, the corner of his lip turns up. And he says, "Wouldn't be the first time you got a face full of trouble."
No, seems to be making a habit of it now.
Well, it is good to see you. I'm afraid it is. This is a business meeting.
I figured. It's not too often you leave a note for me.
Yeah, well, when the times are tough, you gotta make do. And I'm hearing some funny things, some little whispers, and I'm thinking that you might be intertwined.
She just takes a long drag of a cigarette. Well, if you care to enlighten me, that'd be nice. What's my entanglement this time?
Well, see, that's the trouble. I don't know. I'm just hearing your name floating around, and I'm hearing it amongst some other names that are embroiled in some shenanigans, some trouble.
I mean, the great detective Marshall Fox doesn't know something.
Hey, it's my job to find out.
Well, to my knowledge, just got the usual business stuff. I gave my boss a good yelling before I came here, so that was absolutely fun. Just got that New Year's resolution out of the way. And, well, I honestly have no idea what to make of anything. So, what are the things you're hearing, and maybe I can piece it together?
Trouble is, I don't know where to look. I'm hearing you were in a spot of trouble at the Cashmere restaurant. A fancy dig, if I do say so myself. But
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know where
where
to
the
look
grenade
next.
happened.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you could give me maybe a friendly courtesy, a professional advice. Where do you want me to look?
She kind of contemplates on what she can even possibly say in this moment. Well, all I know is there was splicers that came in after Ryan's announcement. I got friends that we were able to survive together. Kept me safe. I know there seems to be a lot of Fontaine connections going down.
Well, if it's Splicers, it's Fontaine. You don't think he's still kicking around, do you?
I mean, honestly, at this point, anything can happen. I know I've been asked by people before who are curious about Fontaine's old business that we sunk.
Well, I mean, I can't get into the shopping mall, but I can poke around what's on the surface up here.
All right. I really don't know what more I can give you. I was more already in the mindset of helping someone potentially get out. This whole business this past night really spooked him, so.
Well, maybe I'm not being 100% honest. Called you here because I was worried about you.
Well, it was an intense night.
And I'm going to say, be careful who you run with. I don't think they are who they say they are.
It would not be the first time that happened.
No. You know how it is. I trust you implicitly. Trouble is, you always seem to get around those who I don't trust at all.
I am just the most wanted woman in the city in the most wonderful way, I am sure.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to poke around Fontaine Fisheries. He's bound to have something kicking around over there.
I'm sure there's a lot of secrets.
You take care of yourself.
You too, Marshall.
He's going to get up, put on his rather rumpled jacket, put on his hat, and he vanishes in a cloud of cigarette smoke.
We just see Addison there taking the remaining long drag of what's left on her cigarette as the ashes petter out, and it goes into a dark frame as the embers dip.
Now, I'd say, is there a kind of meeting place that you would all have opted for? Like, perhaps just an area of Apollo Square, or maybe even somewhere a bit more off the beaten path?
I think that actually Josephine would, as soon as Hellcat was done, if she wanted to shower and clean up as well, just throw something on and be like, we've got to go see Wendy. We'll call Addison on the way, and we'll figure out what everything means with whatever the procedure is. I would like to hopefully figure out the procedural stuff before we exit Rapture as a whole. But then, as soon as we're able to find that, and then my sister, then we would be able to exit Rapture. But we've got to stop by Wendy, and we'll call Addison along the way.
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Perfect.
As long as we get out of here, I'm done.
We can do that. It may take time, but we can do that.
Okay. I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and go to a break. We're all on our way to meeting up. But for right now, everyone go ahead and take a bio break. We'll get started once again in a little bit. All right. And 10 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Hope we're all ready, back from break, taking care of all of our water, our food, and all that. So the crew are ready to meet up and figure out what they want to do next. Do you, any of you have an idea of where you would meet, or do you just kind of like just a like public area so that you're not, you know, uh, so you can be free to just kind of hang out?
I think I would be headed specifically towards Wendy and tell Addison along the way, without even thinking if it was cool with Wendy, where he is, and just be like, "Oh, that's like our spot. So like we go there. That's so you'll meet us if you
Yeah.
would like
Um,
to
you you
all
do have to
gather and
you do
make a
have to
plan."
call her work and leave a message. There's a very emotionally distressed woman on the other side. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just stepping out of the office. Is there
Honey,
something that you
honey,
needed?
I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I've had better days.
Uh, I'm so. You know what? Haven't we all during this time? Honestly, is Addison available, perchance?
No, she had to step out on some business, but I can leave a message for her.
Mm, do you know when she'll get the message?
Oh, she's in and out all the time. I'm sure she'll see it in a minute.
Perfect. Okay. Uh, say it's Joe, and we'll be meeting at Wendy's, and then provide this address. Insert
You
Wendy's address. Por
straight up
favor.
provide Wendy's apartment.
Yes. It's in Apollo Square. It's the third door on the left. To the left, to the left.
Yeah. When Addison eventually steps into the office, Marla isn't there anymore, but there's definitely like a notepad with you know, a piece of paper on it, like written out to you.
Right. I look at it, completely rip it up after memorizing the address, and then just grab whatever I want in the office. I'm not even listening to Pyatt anymore. It's like I'm just here for the sake of being here. I'm grabbing things and ditching.
Oh, you are very aware that when you step into the office, the lights dim in his office.
How was that made?
Okay. Okay. I am going to very quietly try and listen at the door.
Go ahead and give me a flight check. I'm gonna say
And,
DC 5.
okay. And I'm definitely taking advantage of my natural camo to avoid detection. This is my lowest die. Oh, explodes. So 4
Oh,
plus
excellent.
4. Okay, so 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 4.
Wait, did you
8.
explode twice?
Explode twice. So 4,
Oh, snap.
8, mathing, 11
My
plus
bad.
my natural camo, 14. I think I mathed that right.
Hey, when you want to hear what he's saying, you know exactly where to lean against the door, so that your profile isn't caught in the light. You're able to catch, like, you know that he did a lot. His floors are all stone. Like, he made sure and make a really opulent office, but that means it's really echoey. So he's on the phone and he's like, uh, no, see, the money isn't in the account. It's going to be in the account. All I need is just for, just a little bit of breathing room. And oh no need to send anyone over to help with anything. This is absolutely under control. And I have I'm, I'm actually calling. Ryan is calling my phone right now, and this will all be sorted. In, you, end of day, you'll have everything that you need to not come and bother me at work. That's I'll leave you to your business. Goodbye. And sets down the phone. And you hear him very much start to hyperventilate.
I kind of like just stand there for a moment, letting him hyperventilate, contemplating, what could I do in this moment? How can I take advantage of this? This sounds interesting. And I'll just like step away from the door for a moment and then make a notable heel click like I was walking into the office again.
You hear a click, and the lamps immediately ignite to full, and he starts, like you hear him rustling around his office as a flurry of activity kicks off.
All right, Mr. Pyatt, Marla's gone, and I'm taking the rest of the day because it's been a time.
Oh, Happy New Year's! Enjoy your holiday celebrations, and I'll see you in office on Monday. Or if you'd like some time, you can come in tomorrow and just spend some time in the office for togetherness and being part of the team.
Wait, if you'd like some time. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And she just like gives a very like weird look, a raised eyebrow, and just after hearing anything, she just really heavily sighs. Like, you really fucked up, didn't you, Caleb?
The depth at which we are in right now is completely reversible. It's just a matter of finesse and time. And I assure you, I'm a man of means, and I mean to get this done. So don't you worry. Don't everything is under control. But if you do decide to come in over the weekend, it's unpaid. But you will very much be appreciated, and love to see you here over the weekend.
All right, well, if anyone calls again, we'll have to let them know that I'm available for pay because my employer isn't paying me. Great. And I start walking away.
Thank you. And you make your way out of the office onto the metro. And once you step out of Daedalus Circle, you start running into more checkpoints. You start running into sandbags set up, security personnel. In fact, as you head towards Apollo Square, a security officer stops you. He's like, so where do you think you're going?
Checking the safety of the foundations, as there has been a lot of explosions and our civil engineering offices are overloaded. So I need to make sure there aren't any issues that are going to collapse and cause our entire Rapture to drown. So can I please go?
Make a charm check.
That is an 8.
He narrows his eyes at you and motions over to another woman. He's like, I don't much appreciate your tone. We just got attacked by Atlas, and you're here giving me a hard time for protecting you? Excuse me, lady, but it seems that you need some extra questioning. And is going to turn you around and like forcibly push you into like not a corner, but just like to the side of the wall. It's like, Where were you last night when all of this was going down?
I was at the Kashmir getting explosive in my face. And I need
Oh.
turn my scarred face towards them.
Is that so? Well, maybe it's for punishment for the crimes that you committed. How do we know that you aren't the one that planted the explosive?
Do I look like a hop up splicer?
You can tell that this isn't someone who is preparing you to be arrested. This is someone who is just shaking you down to have like a more firm footing on authority, and is like, hey, I don't know what you were up to, and I don't need the proof for right now. I can just arrest you. It's totally within my authority to arrest you.
And I'm going to make this easy for you. All right. I was at the Kashmir. Events happened. I got explosion in my face. I killed a splicer to get out of there and tried to save Ryan's little girlfriend. I have no idea if she made it out. Not only that, but I am a wife to a detective who's figuring this shit out right now. So if you do not get your hands off me, there's going to be some trouble for you. You're going to lose that goddamn promotion.
I'll say, go ahead and roll me another charm check. Make sure you get the token from last check. But go ahead. The DC for this is, I'm going to say, really low. It's going to be like a 3.
Well, it's a 7.
He raises his hands. He's like, all right. I'm just here to make sure Rapture is safe. Just doing my job.
Well, maybe gotta do a better one, and I walk off.
You leave him. His partner gawking at him like, she just kind of like stares for a second. Like, man, you suck at this. I mean, you get onto the metro. It is entirely abandoned. No one is moving about the city right now, and you are able to freely move to Apollo Square. And man, you are hitting checkpoint after checkpoint after checkpoint. And it gets worse the closer you get to Apollo Square, to the point where you even see like big iron gates that they're kind of like halfway closing to like control the flow of traffic. But you make it through and you find Hestia residences, and you know, are able to make your way up this crowded atrium. I think it's on like the 3rd floor, but you make it all the way up there to the door.
Right. Sort of awkwardly, because like told to go to Wendy's and never been to Wendy's, and unsure if Wendy even wanted me here initially, but I politely knock on the door.
If I made it there prior, I immediately opened the door. Just so you know.
Hey, Wendy, I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
Did you finish with Mama Georgia's freezer yet?
I will tell you the answer to that on the other side of this coin flip.
Yes. I love this. Did I get there before you?
He did. Yes. He is there.
Yeah. It's an unfortunately just like a routine job, and it's routine because you keep on doing it. And so you very easily finish up with Mama Georgia's freezer. She offers you no words in thank you, but she does slide across like a crusted fish dish that but she does not make eye contact with you. She just slides across the counter and that is your final word of appreciation from her.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
But you make your way back to your apartment, and you are there in time to open the door, close the door, and then get a quick knock that you recognize as Josephine immediately.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, hold on, I don't knock. this is my guy. I'll knock and walk in.
If Wendy was not there, this would have gone way differently because he definitely left that water bucket trap up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I think I open it
Flynn?
and leave it open without walking through. I open it and. Oh,
if
fair.
If he's home, it's disarmed. But yeah,
just out of precaution, I'll open it, and because I don't quite know if you got there in time. Like we didn't talk. I just assumed that you'd be there, so I open it and let it 1, 2. Okay, no water bucket. Sick. He's here.
Hey,
sick version 158. Go ahead.
Can you roll me a D12?
Yeah. Wait, that's a 2.
You've definitely been hit by this water bucket twice, and it only takes 2 times for you to learn. The first time was a fluke. The second time you're like, nope, this is what happens.
This one. Nope. Okay. Wait. I a hand up also to Hellcat to make sure that she doesn't go through as I wait, so that she doesn't assume that I'm just politely opening the door for her. As soon as it doesn't go off, oh, Wendy, darling, you're here. Good. Immediately walk through the door as if it's fine.
Wendy is sitting at the very small dining room table. It's made of wood, looks like it's handmade, but there is very clearly only really meant to be space for one person. There is a chair that is nearby that can be scooted up if necessary, but people don't really go to his place. So there's a nice little couch, but other than that, that's so you see him just with a fork in hand as he looks up, and I'd say around the corner of the door there is a empty industrial sized paint bucket just sitting there. The arbiter of your nightmares just sitting on the floor. Empty. It's empty at this point.
Yeah, I think that I immediately, without hesitation, just plop myself on the floor and and not even bothering with the couch or the paint bucket or anything. Just plop myself on the floor and be like, the past, honestly, who even knows how many hours has just been too much. Truly. And just flops himself.
And then Wendy's eyes shoot from you to Hellcat, and he's mid-bite and looks up a little bit wide-eyed, and then kind of gently sets the fork down, picks up a napkin and kind of politely wipes his face. I was not aware you were coming. I apologize. I would have and he looks around at this very very bare apartment. Would have prepared for more company.
Then I go, perfectly all right. Don't even worry about it. And you see me just sit down, and I pull out from my bag some jerky, and I just start nibbling on that, and I offer it up. I'm like, does anybody want any?
I immediately shoot up from where I'm laying on the floor, and I'm like, what do you mean you would have prepared more? This is your home. You don't ever prepare anything for me. What do you even?
Are you kidding? There is
Is
a
it be-
second chair at this dining room table because of you and you alone.
I'm standing now, and I like, not necessarily gently, not necessarily aggressively, grab the jerky out of the extended jerky out of Hellcat's hands and sit next to her.
And that's when you hear
Okay.
a knock on the door.
Nibbling on jerky.
Wendy crosses and kind of peeps the door, sees the shadow isn't particularly long coming from outside, and
Addison!
his-
I invited Addison. I'm sorry.
opens the door a little bit more confidently with that word.
Oh my god.
Addison, you are greeted by Wendy in you see him peeking out from a very sparse apartment with Josephine and Hellcat already in the background.
Please come in. I apologize in advance for the lack of preparedness of my establishment, but I hope you will find it temporarily amenable.
Momentarily munching and waving.
Can't hear you. Could not hear you.
Oh yeah.
So she glances past Wendy for a second and looks back to him. Seems we have similar apartments, honestly.
Oh, right. Well, please do come in.
Thank you.
Not me, mine's different.
Door is shut, and there are 2 chain locks and a standard lock that get done before he steps away. And then there's a little bit of, you know how some peepholes have a little block, little swings down, that gets swung down. And he then goes back and takes a seat at the table where he was. And he goes, well, learn anything new in the short amount of time it has taken for us to separate and reconnect?
Well,
Hellcat has no time to shower. She's so fast.
You're muted.
Am I?
I thought you spoke. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm just laughing.
No,
no comment.
I'm sorry, Addison, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was important information, I'm sure. Everything's a mess. All the contracts my office had are now basically canceled because of a stipulation by Ryan. So there's probably going to be a lot more damage that may happen before anything gets fixed. Granted, I got to yell at my boss.
Contracts.
They're all void now. So
that's a plus.
Hey,
you got
Wendy,
to yell at your boss.
Yeah, I got to yell at my boss because he fired my only working person. And guess what, Wendy? You may or may not be hired more by me, or just not at all. We may be screwed there, but God, I was ready to just resign. And from what I understand, overhearing some things on my way, a lot of people are being investigated, and I know I got hassled on my way here. Luckily, he was a putz, so no problem.
Who stopped you?
Oh, just one of the, enforcer people, new hire, I'm guessing, because he could not stand up to me in any way.
Of course, I'm honestly.
Some people are feeling really, really, really bold right now.
I think with everything that happened, any forces working for Ryan are now given authority beyond what they had before.
It's a familiar playbook, unfortunately, and I could not muster up a chance to be surprised even if I wanted to.
Wait, question. Out of character, really quick. Do you care?
Okay, go for it.
Wendy, do you keep booze at your house, or
He is
like?
as far as Josephine know, you have never seen Wendy take a drink.
Okay, so you do not keep booze at your house.
I didn't
Solid,
say
never mind.
that. I
Okay.
just said you've never seen him take a drink.
Well, okay. Well, if I've never seen you take a drink, I wouldn't know wherever your stash is. That's what I'll correct.
You're welcome.
Instead,
you're
like
familiar
as
enough.
you are doing this, or as you are explaining this, Addie, I will, or Addison. I guess I don't know if I've become you know what, actually I have become friends with you enough, and I've decided to start calling you Addie, and so I pull a flask out of my, I've changed and let my hair down a little bit or whatever, so I've pulled a flask out of my new outfit and started sipping on my tequila as I like anyone.
I'll take a swig.
And immediately hand to Addison as
Sweet.
she explains.
So
Is
yeah.
this- I want to ask, is this perhaps like really? Did you pay a pretty penny for this tequila, or is this bare bones bottom?
Oh, what?
Bottom.
Wait, no, you know I did, Patrick, because I take my tequila seriously. I have to. It's the only way that I can perform without inhibition. I have to immediately like take a couple shots, and then I'll go on, put my burlesque routine on without worrying about what they're actually looking at and thinking more about what they're saying. I don't want to think about my performance. I want to think about what they're talking about. Therefore, I just take a few shots and immediately like
Yeah.
at the
Addison,
corner of my
Addison takes a sip of this and like, this is like pretty high quality. The tequila they sell in the shops is usually more, you know, mass market kind of stuff. This looks to be more. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily smuggled, but it has the telltale signs of being maybe some contraband.
So she
Yeah,
just
I was about to say, wait, can it be smuggled instead? Obviously smuggled.
Yeah, she takes the swig, and then like as she kind of brings it back down, she's like, "Whew," and hands it back to Josie. Well, you got some taste.
Of course, honey. Anybody else?
You see Hellcat think for a second, and then she just like, no, I'm good, thanks. And I eat some more jerky.
Put it back. Put it back and nibble on my jerky that I took out of your hands. And when I said anybody else, I didn't even bother to look at Wendy. I was only looking at Hellcat, trying not to be rude and offering. Like, I know he isn't gonna say yes, so would you?
All right. You have quite a series of documents and questions and everything compiled. I mean, is there anything that you all are looking for, or would you like to try and roll to try and piece together something that connects?
I think I want to explain to them kind of what I'm looking for as far as Fontaine and the Little Sisters and disconnecting them from the Big Daddies.
All right. Do you lay it
prior
all out
to
there?
us exiting?
Flynn, do you like explain the whole and breadth of what you're looking for?
No. No. I am just stating that. Okay. So these little sisters are looking to gather Adam. That's taking entirely too much advantage of society. They're preying on people who either have no pulse and deserve a true resting place, or are close to that and deserve the ability to have a chance to recover. These little sisters must be stopped. They can't just continue taking the Adam. We must free them from whatever agenda that they must have, and in order to get to them, we have to disconnect them from the big daddies. There's no way to be able to stop them from overstepping their bounds. If the big daddies are watching them, protecting them from others, we're not necessarily, and then we'll be able to leave. Everybody, whatever they would like, they'd be able to leave if they would like, or they could stay. If you would like to stay, you could stay. But we could all leave together, and we wouldn't leave anybody without. I feel like maybe Percy? Was that the person that you worked with, Addison? They wouldn't be able to leave without losing whatever mental blockade that they have.
All right, I'm gonna.
We'd be able to.
You know, I'm like listening to her and I kind of look at Wendy and Addison. I'm like, and I say, that seems like a you know, a lot of things to do all at once, when I think the biggest thing we need to think about is trying to find out why the splicers have decided to start attacking us. They've never been this bold before. And we need to, usually, you splicers, you leave them on one side and you kind of just ignore them. But the fact that they feel so bold and compelled to start attacking people, I think there's a lot more to it. I say, Josie, I admire the desire to help the little sisters.
We can't just leave them on their own to be able to not. The splicers are dangerous. You're right. Why exactly? Why are the splicers acting out in the way that they are, and they're so bold and aggressive, and I don't understand. But the little sisters, they don't have any ability to understand what they're doing. The splicers have.
But Josie, but you have. Did you forget what we just saw? With every little sister, there's a big daddy right next to him. Like, you're expecting us to try and solve, or go against this humongous thing. And for every little sister, that's at risk of death. I don't know about you, but I'm all about trying to help people. I'm all about trying to, you know, to get people, you know, to get the answers that we need. And I understand like the concept is like, if we don't fight, that we're gonna die on our knees, and I'd rather die swinging. Like, I'm not gonna be, you know, sitting around waiting for something to happen. But at the same time, I'm not looking to go head to head with a big daddy here. I don't know, but that's my 2 cents. And I just shoved some more jerky in my mouth.
That answers the question that I had at hand. Was and you are eating, so don't feel obligated. But my question was, did Josie run into a big daddy or a little sister on her way here? And asked and answered. So
Mm-hmm.
Hellcat is correct, Josephine. In my estimation, it's a lot of asking, and we really got to take step 1 before we can consider step 6. As much as I would love to think 3 steps ahead here, we are dealing with a lot of unknowns.
I think I immediately throw my jerky at Wendy. That, like, whatever is left in my hand, I throw it at Wendy and be like, we have to help everybody. We can't just get out of here on our own. If we're going to find a way out, we have to help everybody. That includes little sisters and big daddies and everybody else.
Josie, you ever seen a big daddy tear someone apart?
Josie doesn't answer. She immediately looks down and away and is doing her best to not make eye contact. And maybe because Addison hasn't said anything in this exchange, looks for not necessarily backup, but looks to see if she would be able to consider Addison backup in this particular scenario. Looks desperate.
I would say this.
Desperate.
Flynn, go ahead and roll a charm roll. Everyone else, roll brains.
Oh, fuck, I only have an 8. Okay.
I rolled low, but it's a 6 total.
Okay.
5.
That's a 6. Okay. I have a D8 in charm. Okay, that exploded.
Okay. So, Dianna, you got a 5 or a 6?
I got a 6. Or excuse me, a 5.
A 5. And then Addison got a 6. Wendy got a 8. And then Josephine got a 5 or a 6?
6.
Okay. I would say I think Hellcat can kind of like feel when you've been in the room when like you're collecting debt, and when someone is trying to aggrandize like what their money is doing, and you get the feeling that Josephine is saying all the right things. She wants to save all the people that she can. She wants to help the people of Rapture. And you're like, okay, but I feel like there's something more narrow in there. Something that cuts through. Addison, I would say, you are someone that is desperately looking at you for backup, despite the fact that you are often the standoffish one. Um, it means that this is something that is very important to them, and they're pretty much jumping at the whatever thread is there for them to cling on to. And so this isn't a like, oh, we should do this. This is very much a core, very important principle that is going to be something that they're guided by. Hey, Wendy, you know Josephine. You know when they're putting on a show. Um, and you immediately uh, pick up like the grand language of it, and you're like, no, Josie's hiding something. It's tying into that thing that she doesn't talk about.
Mm-hmm. Because Wendy has no interest in just off rip blowing up Josie's spot, he's gonna do something that to anyone else seems normal, but to Josie is weird because she knows that he wouldn't do this. He kind of like puts his hands underneath his chin and like leans in like he's listening intently, and he's looking directly in her eyes. And like Josie, like Wendy does not do this except for when he's like, "What the fuck is up, bro?" Like,
hey, you have that.
Wendy,
you've had those
can
moments
I
where it's like,
borrow-
hey, you're on your bullshit again.
mm,
What, Wendy? I need to. This shirt is uncomfortable. I need to borrow a.
you know where to go
Something
for it.
Show me.
Ladies, if you would excuse me, I'm going to accompany my young ward to the spare bedroom where she can acquire some better fitting garments.
Of course.
And as she
I
walks
think
out, I'm
as
like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go, please.
No, I was gonna say is as she walks out, I look at not y'all, excuse me, Addison, and I'm like, listen, I respect the hell out of Big Daddies. Ain't no talking to them, ain't no bluffing. You touch that kid and you're dead meat. I can respect that. But I once saw a guy get drilled into the floor. 1 minute he's reaching for the kid, and the next minute his guts are on the roof. I'm like you don't fight a Big Daddy. You outsmart it, you get away, or you die trying. That's not what we're here for. Is it what we're here for? And you could, as you guys are walking away, that's what you hear.
I think
I immediately burst through where you're at. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Addison. Go ahead, please.
No, we can cut back to our conversation. We'll go back and forth.
No, wait. No. Please go. Please go.
No, it's not your turn. We'll cut back to our conversation.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
We'll cut into the bedroom real quick.
Yeah, I burst through the door of your spare bedroom to where it would be, honestly, probably like my shit from the last time I had to crash at your place, and immediately like grab up something, pretend I put this on now instead of earlier, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're trying to fight me on this, Wendy. I see the look in your eyes. We have to disconnect the Big Daddies from the, or we are able to leave. And I'm Wendy.
Josie,
don't you know that?
Josie, can you point to the sentence that I uttered that said that I don't agree with you doing this at all?
Well,
Because
no.
I will give you a little assistance. Not at any point in tonight did I say that your plan was your end goal rather was bad.
Well,
And
no.
he
Okay, you didn't initiate, but
hold
I
on,
saw the way that you were looking,
Josephine.
and I need you.
Josephine.
Yes, go ahead, Wendy.
We've got to be smart about your plan, or as Hellcat has so eloquently put it, we will be guts on the roof, I think is what she said. And I'm no expert, but with your guts on the roof, you're not helping anybody but hungry animals. Do you understand?
Okay, she might have said that. Okay.
Listen, I
She might
understand
have said
that.
that, but I also asked her. Wait. I also asked her how to throw a punch. So it's possible. The chances of my guts, Wendy, of being on any roof. I've changed. Thank you. You're right. Let's go tell her that
hold on.
there's no way. Yes.
The look on my face had nothing to do with your plan.
Mm-mm.
There's something you're not telling me. All right. Well,
Wendy, I tell you everything.
But
and
this one thing, it seems. And I'm not going to force it out of you. But you can't expect me to build a house and you only give me half the schematics.
All right. Well.
So if you want me to figure out a way to make this work for you.
Wendy? You'll make it work for me because you're a genius and I'm going to tell you a secret that I've really never told anyone. And you can't tell our new compatriot. My sister is a little sister. And yes. Yeah, I have a little sister. And okay. Well, there's a lot. All right. I understand. And you're gonna, we've been so long. You and me? So long. But, well, except my mom. Okay, and my dad. Oh, but my little. It was too soon and too young. Okay. They can't know, but we have to free little sisters and the big daddies. I'm especially knowing that there was Wendy, there's some sort of procedure on me and honestly on a Hellcat. On Hellcat too.
Josephine, lower your voice. These walls are not soundproof.
On Hellcat too. On Hellcat. And see, did you see Percy? Addison knew him before in the way that she looked at him. You understand fully that when Addison looked at her compatriot, her colleague, that was not the same person. If that happened to me, Wendy, what happened to Loretta? What happened? Who knows? There are things. Hellcat. So, I don't know. A Hellcat was able to just. I was up and over to wherever the hell she wanted to be. She's so strong. What if there's something that is the Big Daddy? What if they don't know? What if Hellcat? No. She's strong. Maybe not Big Daddy. Okay. But it's possible. Could you imagine? I would not want. What if she was able to just throw me from one spot to another? What if there's. I don't know what those procedural documents. I don't want them to think that I have any idea of what those documents might be. Should we include them? Should I talk to them? We've got to go out. I know, I'm sorry. I started this and I immediately bolt out to where Addison and Helena are, leaving Wendy like.
As you're conversing in the room, Addison and Hellcat are left alone in, just the single chair and table to just kind of hang out.
Yeah, so while they're in the room conversing, I'm continuing off where Hellcat left. I was like, yeah, I'm very aware of the dangers of Big Daddy. Workplace accident was because someone got too close to one when a little sister came around. So I know the dangers that can happen. I can't fault anyone for their passions. I know I'm a little sad when I see them, knowing what they are doing and knowing where that atom goes. But I think threads start tying up when you got plasmids and splicers wanting plasmids, and then they're needing atom for those plasmids, and you just got this whole issue of Ryan versus Fontaine, but Fontaine is gone, and now we got Atlas. There's just so many things happening, and yet it's just an escalation of the worst parts that are going. And I think we all have our own threads to it.
I know they didn't choose it. I mean, I know they didn't choose to become Big Daddies. Like, I know that. Like, somebody shoved something into their chest and turned them into guard dogs or something. You know, it's like I get that. You know, and to be honest, and sometimes in the middle of the night, when I'm hearing them step around, do you think they dream? Like, I don't know. Like, I think about that sometimes. Like, do you think they know what's going on? Like, I understand the need to save people, but sometimes we got to put the mask on ourselves here. Like you said, Atlas is doing his thing. You know, Ryan is doing his thing. And we're stuck in the middle. And we need to figure out a way to get the hell out of here. Because we're sitting on a powder keg. And I can't live with us with the fact if we're here and this is happening because of something. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah. It was just a mess of power versus power, and what was supposed to be this grandiose city of science is now just the massive hubris of man.
Like, they built this city on our backs, and now they act like we're supposed to be thankful for that? Nah, I'm not about that. And do you think Ryan's going to give us a seat at the table? He's not going to give us a seat at the table and with these muckety mucks that are living up there, probably trying to avoid all of this. Nah. I'm not going to be a part of that. That's not what I'm about. Like I said, if we're going to have to fight, I'm not gonna die on my knees. I'm gonna keep on swinging, and I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna die that way. But I'd rather get out. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll eat some jerky.
Addison just sort of nods, not taking a seat or anything. She just sort of walks over to what I assume is just a little window for this apartment.
It's a pretty standard window.
Okay, well, the standard window.
The standard window looks out into the atrium. Unfortunately, Hestia is so kind of crowded that if you looked out the window from the back wall, it'd be into the next apartment. So you can look out into the atrium and see, like, the ruckus is dying down, but there's still security forces that are moving around and kind of corralling people.
Addison.
I think that while their conversation was going on, as I stormed out, I stopped and hid in the shadows, and if Wendy decided to follow me at all, I just kind of put a hand out to stop him from furthering so that I could hear what they were saying.
And also, let's talk about the fact, why the hell is my name on a list, Addison?
I mean,
do you know anything about
this? Know. No, I just my understanding was that it's with futuristics, just like whatever they possibly did to Percy. We're fortunate you're not like Percy in this instance, but they did.
Damn right, I'm not
to you.
like Percy. But what the hell does that mean? Does that mean that I'm going to turn into Percy?
I don't know. We'd have to find the people that did it.
I think at that part, am I going to turn into Percy, I immediately walk out to them we are not. And Addison and I are saying that at the same time. I don't know. We'd have to figure out who did that. And we are not going to turn into Percy at the same time.
Well, I'd like to find out who the hell put me on a name who put my name on this list.
And let that be our first goal. We have 2 people in this space that are on that list. I have someone that was on that list. Who knows if the others are connected to us in any way. But it might be important to know what the hell they did to you two.
Wendy emerges from that room and he walks straight to the table, sits down, and begins to finish the dish that he got from Mama Georgina because it's getting cold.
The crusted fish is because it's fish from this deep down in the ocean. It has a deeper umami flavor, and it's the crust on it is really you can feel the crunch of it is just so fantastic. One of Mama Georgia's best dishes that she was definitely holding on to for when you finish the freezer.
Like an angel.
But he doesn't say anything else.
Well, I think we just take this in steps because that's all we can realistically do is go in steps. And right now our major step is figure out why you 2 were on a list and what the hell happened to you.
So be it. And then I say
at Hellcat.
Yeah. And I say, well then, what do we know? And I look at the paint can. I look at the paint can, and I pull out a broken pencil, and I kind of dip my hand, the pencil in the paint can, and I start, and like a piece of paper, and I start drawing or writing out things. Okay, what do we know?
Well, if we use Percy as our reference point, since you 2 don't remember the procedure at all, We know it's something with Fontaine Futuristics, so it happened some time ago, because now it's no longer around. We know the doctor's name that headed the project, I believe, as I sort of glance over at Josie, because you had the paper.
And I immediately grab it out to open it up and refer back to.
The name at the top is Yi Su-chan. He's very, very interwoven into not only Fontaine's criminal empire, but once Fontaine went away, he kind of found his way into the Andrew Ryan background. He is very much involved. You also see mentions of Bridget Tenenbaum, but that seems to be much less hands-on. Let's see. One more thing. You're looking at the list, and it's hard to figure out everything about it, but for some odd reason, one of the names on it, Bernadette Rhodes, it seems like she might have been involved in the procedures.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we could roll for if know who any of the other people other than Percy and.
I mean, I'm never going to stop you from rolling. I am going to warn you. These are people that just appeared on a list. Go ahead and roll for it. It's going to be brains.
But just to insert myself in on this, but wouldn't it, if you worked for Fontaine, would I know him?
I'll tell you what. I have a DC for everyone else, but for you, I'll say that you get a bonus +2. So whatever you roll, add 2 to it.
And what was the stat? Apologies.
Oh, brains.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
Ditto.
Oh.
Engineering.
7.
It's unfortunate.
Can I use Adam to boost that?
Yeah, but I don't think you have enough admin to make it.
Oh, got it.
So, although Iron Fist was nice enough to provide you a reroll.
Yay!
Who?
Iron Fist.
Denzi.
No, I know. I heard
chat.
I heard piss, and then I was like, "What? Who pissed on me?"
Sorry, what?
Let me try that again. All right. Oh, snap! Exploded!
Exploded! Yes! Come on, let's do it.
And 11 plus 2.
Okay. So, you reach back as far as you can in your memory to be like, hey, met a lot of people through Fontaine. It's still like, these are just kind of names out of the blue. But I will say, Laurel West rings a bell, and you can't put a finger on it, but you would say that if Laurel West was involved somewhere in Fontaine, the umbrella that is Fontaine, it wouldn't be in Fontaine Futuristics. Fontaine Futuristics is the advanced science and stuff like that. Laurel West is probably further down the pecking order, which means you might be able to find information on him at Fontaine Fisheries. Again, that's a bit of a gamble. Or you could just straight up go to the Port Authority and see if you can find any records on these individuals. But I would think that like the best option is really all that information came from what was Fontaine Futuristics, but is now optimized eugenics. And that place has not been closed yet because Regit, unfortunately, did not get to finish his job.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Reggie.
What about Suchan? I wouldn't know anything about Suchan.
Oh, you know about Suchong. Everyone knows about Suchong. It's
Oh.
a really badly kept secret. He
Okay.
is placed in like, if there were like a pentagon in Rapture, he would be in it. So this isn't someone that you're going to run into casually on the street. You do know, however, I'll give you this.
I know of him. I remember him, but like,
Yeah.
like my thing is like, if there was a hell, he would have been the one to design it. Like that sort of, because he's pretty terrible human being.
You do remember that his free clinic is here in Hestia Apartments.
Which was I always thought was weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Oh, fuck, did I go to the free clinic? God damn it.
You broke your nose several times.
I know. All right, I keep that to myself. I say it out loud. Say it out loud. Fucking Suchon! I knew that guy was trouble. I knew it. Yeah, and yeah, and he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. This guy is just really bad.
Well, he's been playing both sides, so I would assume he has quite the intentions.
The best I know of Suchong is somehow playing a third side of a two-sided coin.
Is he with Ryan at this point?
I mean, I would wager a guess that Suchong aligns himself with whomever benefits at the moment.
The highest bidder.
Honestly,
So
as many
maybe
do,
for
I'm
now.
sure.
Want to see if there's a file on hand on you at that clinic?
Sounds like that's maybe the best course of action. I went to him many times.
With a quick glance at Josephine and then away, that sounds like it is step one of a multi-step plan.
Perfect, let's go. Does not faze me that there's like a little bit of sass. Maybe.
Oh no, it's not. It's not sass. It's like we can do this. We have to be smart about it. You're not getting sassed. It's
Yes.
like a let's
do it.
Take it one step at a time, because that was what he was trying to convey before Josie was like, I need to go into this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The four of you are in the area of the free clinic. I think it's like one floor down and then over one like apartment block. So you're easily able to navigate. You do notice heightened foot traffic. You are now like, Wendy, you live here and you're usually not like pushing through people. It's kind of, a little off-putting to be like, kind of making your way through your neighbors instead of just having the ability to walk freely in your own apartment. But you do eventually make it to the free clinic, and you see doors are open. It's still serving the populace to an extent. Anyone who wants to can make a grit check.
I think on the way, I was like kind of gripping Wendy a little bit hard because I don't really understand what like where it is that we're going.
Oh, snap.
Because I haven't been to the. I'm not familiar. I gotta say.
13.
I got a
Okay.
15.
And I think Hellcat, Addison, you are noticing this. People are like, you don't live here, but you're starting to notice a irregular flow of people. That you're like, hey, all these people shouldn't be just milling around. This is wrong. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be. And then as you turn toward the clinic, you see like a small, kind of almost like a wheelbarrow. Someone brought up just like a cart to the side of the clinic, and people are gathered around. And you overhear like, I got $40 for the pistol. All right, $40. Okay, no, yeah, I got a shotgun. That's gonna be a good 300. 300 for this. The pistol is well used. You're gonna have to work on that one. The shotgun, hey, it's brand new. You're gonna love this thing. And you're seeing people surging for armaments. And this isn't like, you're not seeing a bunch of splicers. This is residents of the apartment building.
Can't rightly blame them.
We're sitting on a powder keg.
Yeah.
Second you start giving guns to people who don't know how to use them, it means a lot of people are gonna die tonight.
Yeah, you see like a 60-year-old man come away with like 2 pistols, holding them up. Like, he's so ecstatic that he got 2 pistols. And anyone who has fired a gun is like, you don't do it 2 at a time. That's bad.
Oh boy.
You're easily able to make it into the clinic, and you see the same crowd of people, and you're making out like they're stretching their supplies as far as it can go. But you're also noticing that they're not as strapped as other places. Like, Hellcat, you've gone by the Fontaine Clinic in Popper's Drop, and that place they're scraping the walls for band-aids. Like, they have nothing. And you are coming across a place that is less, like, not as well equipped as it should be, and yet still providing in a way that you're like, these supplies aren't being offered out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah, I communicate that back to folks. Just be aware.
A nurse approaches you, and he's like, sorry for the wait. What seems to be troubling you today?
I think I immediately look at everybody else like, fuck am I supposed to say to completely clueless.
I just did a job, and I need some fine tuning.
He leans into your face like, oh yeah, you got a bit of bruising on the occipital. Ooh, did you? I think you might have some internal. Do you taste copper in your mouth? Because I think you might have had something in there. Yeah, let me bring you on back. And he ushers you back to like you see you kind of jump the line a little bit. Like there's some people that have minor illnesses or discomforts that they're dealing with, and he kind of bumps you through. He does not necessarily motion for the rest of you. If you want to stay with Hellcat, I'm going to need you to make a charm check.
I immediately want to stay with Hellcat. I do not want to let any of them out of my sight. So
I think Addison will just say she may have suffered a concussion. She needs someone with her that knows a little bit about her.
Smart.
No,
hard
that
time.
was smart, and I got it too.
What day is it?
Does that count as help, Pat?
I'm gonna tell you, it kind of doesn't matter what you rolled because I rolled a 1. So
Right.
you see that this poor nurse is kind of frazzled and is like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, come on back. Can you tell me their name and what's their blood type?"
Helena Ortega, and I don't think I know. Honestly, if I had to guess, I guess B positive.
He's like, "That's close enough."
She likes to keep things to chest. Maybe you might have a file on her that would explain a bit more. She comes in a lot.
Have you been to this clinic before? You've done jobs. Okay. Yeah, I'll get the file. He brings you back to a not pristine room, but it's like clean enough. You can see there's a liberal application of rubbing alcohol over most everything. And he brings you back and pulls out your file and is like, yes, that all seems to be in order. I'll just I don't think you're bleeding too bad. He definitely like jams a finger in your mouth and pulls up your tooth, just like, okay.
Is he wearing gloves, bruh?
I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah, I like put my hand on his arm as he's doing it, like a signature move of just
for the record,
putting my hand on.
Wendy's staying with Addison.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's like, oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, let me go get some gloves. He puts the file down and he goes off to the other room to get gloves real quick.
Immediately, thank you so much. You are the best person to be in this scenario. But I don't know our end goal.
I'm gonna grab the file that he left behind. And I'm gonna start reading it.
Yeah. You.
I'm assuming he left it behind because he went to go get some gloves.
He left behind. You flip through it real quick towards more in the past, wherever, like, kind of gauging back like a year, maybe more, to see if there's anything that kind of is patching your memory. And you come across a write-up by Suchan that says the treatment seems to have worked. We didn't push this one very hard or too far. We learned our lesson with Percy, but we should be careful not to contradict ourselves in future reports. So from now on, if there are any more encounters with Miss Ortega, tell her that to go to Fontaine Futuristics, and we will help her there.
I'm gonna take my file, and then I'm gonna walk out.
Um,
I'm gonna take the file. I'm gonna put it in the back, and I'm gonna walk out.
Yeah. That was just what you could get from surface reading of the document, but you know that you can give it a more thorough read through and get a better reading on yourself. But you are far enough away to hear him step into the room and be like, "All right, I think we're." Oh no, not again.
Again. All right. Yep. I'm out.
And as you all depart from the free clinic, you are you've gotten as much information you can from there. If you want to dive any deeper into this, you're gonna have to go to a rather hard to get to area, because Fontaine Futuristics, while still technically being a thing, is now under the iron grip of Andrew Ryan. So I think that is where we're going to end the session today. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been absolutely delightful. I have been your game master, Patrick. My pronouns are he, him. I'm on Blue Sky at Mr. Patrick Cakes. And I will throw it over to Natalie.
Hey everybody, I'm Natalie, she, they, and I was playing Addison, she, her. Find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTube, so make sure you follow me to see what I'm up to next.
And I'll throw it over to Sparrow.
Hello, I am your favorite burb on the interweb, A Black Sparrow from the Feywild and Zeldathon teams. You can find me at ablacksparrow.com on B-Sky, and A Black Sparrow anywhere else that is truly relevant. I also stream occasionally on my own channel here on Twitch. I had the distinct honor of playing Wendell Hendricks tonight, whose pronouns mirror mine. They are both he, him.
All right, and I will go over to Dianna.
Hey y'all, I am Dianna. You can find me on B-Sky as Girl Pants, GRLPANTS. And that pretty much just points to everything that I'm doing right on the website right there. This has been delightful. My pronouns are she, her, and I played Hellcat. Her pronouns as well, she, her.
All right, and over to Flynn.
Hi, I'm Flynn. My pronouns are they, she, and I played Josephine Holiday today. And her pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on the internet at OMG Flan like the dessert, or OMG Flynn like Errol or Ryder, depending on your age, and go follow everybody here because they're beautiful people.
With that, thank you very much for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. We will be taking next week off. After all, it is a holiday. So please join us the subsequent week, and we will be back in Rapture for all kinds of wild questions to be answered. So thank you, and I will see you later.
Thank you.